Alright, y'all, I'm trying to talk about this Lud Foe thing. Once again, I'm not a professional, none of that, but this is just my take, in my opinion, alright, from what I can gather from what I see on the online internet, from what people been saying, what I can take with a grain of salt. Did Lil Foe do wrong by people? I'm going to absolutely say, yeah, he did. Anyone can do wrong by people, and that's that is just the truth, all right. Lil Folk came up with his cousin nephew and shit. Nephew's the first one paying for the studios, getting them in there and shit like that. There's a video of nephew talking about I always keep bankroll in my pocket, blah blah blah, just that and the third. Now maybe Fo felt nephew couldn't get him to the next level, and that's when he went to hanging out with Lil Durk, sleeping on Lil Durk couch and shit like that. Now, if you paid attention to a lot of people in the industry, that story isn't uncommon. All right, you go out to Hollywood or somewhere, and you getting on. Everybody thought you getting on, but you ain't on with the paper yet. You feel me? So a motherfucker take you in another day when you can say, yeah, so you can chill with us, this, that, and the third. Cause mind you, they trying to sign you too and make something off you a little bit too, and they trying to come up too. So you understand that, right? So nephew felt some type of way about that. Was he wrong? No. Was he wrong about the way he went about it? Yeah. Cool. Now it's coming out. They saying nephew snitching and shit and setting up this up. I don't know, this type of skit or something. But this just came out in the last 19 hours, 24 hours. Today is Thursday, May 28th, 2026. It is exactly 1:50 p.m. All right, in the afternoon. So with that being said, is what they saying true? I'm gonna say partially of what they saying is true. Cause listen, if you from the hood and you been around niggas, and you know how niggas get and get money and shit who aren't very educated, you can understand what I'm about to say. And take this with a grain of salt. Don't feel offended. If you feel offended, because it probably is you. Listen, I'm gonna break this down. Lil Fo wasn't really managing himself right. Imagine if you let people around you, and they the ones who are communicating with the label for you. They the ones setting everything up for you. They doing everything for you. They they technically control you, but you think you control them because you have the money. But think about this: they control the access to the people. How you gonna get the money? Does that make sense? When you can take that in, you you finna see where I'm going with this. So now, mind you, fall off the pills and shit like that. It's no denying it. He said it himself. He claimed it all the time. I think he said he didn't smoke weed that much, something like that. But we know he did drink Belvedere because he said it, and he was getting off the jiggers and shit and doing his thing. Now, do I think Lil Fo lost his mind? No. But do I think him doing them drugs had effects on his mind? Of course. That is an inedible fact. That's going to happen if you partake in doing heavy substances for too long. There's so much science behind it. I don't think nobody needs me to try to break the science down. If you've been around the hood, you know somebody who still ain't bounced back right off the pills. All right, so cool. So now, they saying folk crazy now. They like, but is he crazy? No. What happened was, man. Let's say one day you high as hell off the jigger and shit, and you hear a weird spiritual voice, right? And you start picking up on little signs. You start recognize little things like maybe I ain't really doing the right thing. Mind you, when you get high, some people think you just having fun all the time. That can be it, but at some point your mind does start going other places. So what I'm trying to say is this: when full mind start going other places, and he started telling everybody different things, and he high as hell, they ain't feeling that, man. Think about it. If you from the hood, from a poor environment, everybody around you getting killed, this, that, and that, a lot of fuck shit going on, and you start speaking real different and real odd, motherfuckers think you crazy. They just just catch on. Just like really catch on to that. Mind you, I'm off the jig every day. I'm tweaking. I tell my people one day like, hey, man, I feel like God talked to me right now. I need to leave y'all alone. And they start looking at you crazy and shit because what you saying is so bold that they think you will never say nothing like that to them. But you saying it to their face and you haul the jig. So now like, bro, you tweaking. You done lost your mind. Think about that. Like who really in the wrong? So what's really going on is folks really just been around the wrong people. This is like the idea of being around the wrong people. And how do I know that? Because this when he came down, it wasn't crazy. It wasn't abrupt. It was slow. That's how I know he didn't go crazy. That's how I know he kind of got fucked over when he had to speak in his mind and being more truthful on things. All right. It we don't want to believe it. We don't want to hear it. But I know when I had made my first video, I was like, hey man, I think he made enough money off rap, and I think he just done. You know, some people don't want to call it quits. At the time, I heard other information, and this is what I heard. If I go out to the rack to get a haircut a lot and shit and do little things, I don't stay too far. I'm out in the suburbs. I'm talking to the barber. I'm talking to my phone and shit, you know, cause like he really the king of the rack. Between him and Keith, Foe is like really like the king of the rack. I'm not gonna lie. I like him, Dirk. Like they really, really, really fucking up there. If you know, you know. So boom, check it. He like some, yeah, Foe cool and all, but he ain't honest people like he should have. And I'm sitting there thinking like, what you talking about? Break this down. They saying Foe ass just wasn't taking care of motherfuckers the way he should have type shit, you know. And people get so if you got I like I ain't trying to say too much without making it seem like everything official, but I'm just saying when you start hearing little shit like this and plus a little bit of that, I can see some faults in how Foe's moving. You know, we all human, we all liable to that. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of people expected things from you because they was around you. You know, everybody trying to get on, everybody trying to make it. You know, and they feel like you got it, you can really help them, but everybody don't understand how much you can't help them at times. You can't help everybody. You know, I think Dirk can be the bigger hands of that. I'm gonna bring up Dirk for a second, man. You guys want to know why in the city you guys don't hear too much bad shit about Dirk's name? I'm gonna be honest with you. If you really pay attention to it, Dirk was feeding half of the city. You can lie to me and tell me, no, this ain't this, that, third. Nah, Dirk was putting motherfuckers on, helping motherfuckers do shit. You feel me? You know, paying for lawyers, doing this, that, and the third, making sure brother get studio time and shit like that, paying for funerals. He was just doing a lot of shit, you know. He got a trucking business. He was helping motherfuckers get jobs, all type of little shit. But so the reason why I mention that, Foe ain't really get a chance to do that. And mind you, round the wrong motherfuckers. Dirk got a daddy named Banks. If y'all know who Banks is, then you will understand why Dirk moving the way he moving. Charleston White even kind of said this. He said, when I look at Lil Dirk, I can see he got real grown men around him. You know, if you can't catch on to what I'm saying, you're not gonna really catch on to what I'm saying. What I'm trying to say is that Foe ain't really have real grown men around him with extra structure. Some of them had a bit of structure, but not enough structure. I'm sorry, but that is the truth. Maybe I am wrong because he probably didn't keep the right people around. And if that is the case, my apologies. Take no offense to that, alright? But in other words, if you ask me, I think Foe people kind of is doing him a favor. And it might not look like it, but the ones close enough to him, they kind of sent him to rehab. So what I'm hearing and reading in these comments, alright? And one how I know this shit's so real, people aren't trying to speak on it. I really want you guys to take this into consideration. His family, everybody's not really trying to speak on the situation. Why? When people really hate you and they don't really fuck with you, man, they'll speak in your situation. They'll tell everybody this, that, and the third because they want to get clout off you, this, that, and the third. Nah, something kind of happened, people. Now, I'm not saying he went crazy, but I am saying when you off them pills and shit like that, you get to talking different to people you ain't never said nothing to, they will look at you different. And they try doing them a favor, but maybe in the wrong way. And then at the same time, Foe fucked himself over by being around all the wrong people, and they kind of tuck his shit. But so it's just a lot of information that we ain't gonna get until probably another 2 to 3, 4 years or something like that. There aren't a bunch of court documents that I can search up and find stuff on. I haven't searched his real name up on in Illinois and searched anything up yet, but I don't want to be the one doing all that information, doing all that. That just ain't really it to me as a man. I'm just trying to just speak on and give people some enlightenment on the situation. And enlightenment is this: when you out here, you finally starting to have a come up, leave them drugs alone, shorty. All right, it's cool to party, but at some point, it takes a toll on you. All right, I promise you that. I promise you that. Now, if you ever been around somebody who's really on the drugs, shit like that, you know you've seen them fall off, come back on, and somebody like, no, I don't do drugs no more, gang. That shit had me tweaking. You see what I'm saying? So, Lud Foe just ain't had an opportunity like that because of his status. His family still wanted him to, go out on the road, make money, and do a little shit like that. But do I think people trying to control him? Of course. If you're making that much money, do y'all know Lud Foe basically made $1 million some odd dollars? I ain't pocket watching. But I'm just throwing a random number out there. Bro, they made some money type shit off the road, doing shows, features and shit like that. Motherfuckers sending him all type of gifts and shit. Bro, Foe was really on a real life hood superstar. And I don't think Foe went crazy because look at Famous Dex. Famous Dex can't even handle an interview. When Lud Foe talks, it's very articulate, but I can see that there's still some effects going on. All right, just from the drugs, the residue still inside your brain and mind. If you ever been to a psych ward and they think you crazy, they gonna shoot your ass up with some shit, have you thinking and feeling different. And that's what them jiggers be doing. So it's just a lot going on right now. And I know I probably lost you guys at the end with this last conversation, but take it with a grain of salt and really think about what I'm saying. Because this ain't a bunch of street shit like he killed him, this, that, and the third. Nah. I don't know what's going on with Lud Foe right now. Nobody do. That's why when I made the first video, I couldn't give you guys a great conclusion because nobody was saying anything. I reached out to him. I reached out to a few people. Nobody said anything. And that just kind of shows me that maybe some motherfuckers did do some fool shit because why would y'all not reach back out after a video gets like 100-some thousand views or something like that? Nobody reached out to him like, oh yeah, man, we love Foe still. We want this to happen. Nah, SD Batman ain't say nothing to me. Nobody did. And I'm not expecting them to, but all of this would have made things a lot more easier and simpler on the people who really do care about Foe and want to know what's really going on and be like, but we'll keep it at that.
Stuff these people done did to me, a normal person would have been lost their mind, man. Would have been lost their mind. I gotta be chosen. Because whatever they do, they can't break my spirit. They done tried so hard to break my spirit. They cannot break my spirit. Nothing they can do can break my spirit. I might bend a little bit, but I ain't gonna break. I might bend a little bit. I ain't gonna break though. I know who I am. These people took everything from me, bro. Everything they can to try to get me to fold and be like, all right, fuck it, okay, I give in. No. They took everything from me. They took my social media accounts from me. They took my label from me. Took my artists, took my friends, they took women from me. They took everything from me, bro. Everything that they felt like I cared about, they took it from me. All my friends, they sacrificed them. They took everything from me, bro. Everything from me, bro. These people behind all this shit. The shit that's going on, they behind all this shit. They throwing death magic and doing all this shit, bro. And then they try to mask it. They try to mask it to the public like we cool. Like, yeah, my boy, my bro. Now, I'm not none of y'all friends, bro. I'm not y'all friend, bro. I'm letting it be known. I'm not your friend. You not my friend and I'm not your friend, bro. Stop getting on this internet trying to fake it like we buddies. We not friends, bro. We not friends. Anything you doing is just you just hating, bro. And you trying to make it look like we friends so that you won't look like a hater. But you hating, bro. That's all you doing. Cause at the end of the day, I'm not bothering you. I'm not contacting you. I ain't calling your phone. I ain't bothering you. I ain't doing nothing to you, really. So you ain't got no type of reason or issue with me at all. You ain't got no reason to be doing none of the shit you doing. You just hating, bro. Because I'm steady, constantly growing, and you can't get over that hump because you scared to look in the mirror. So you want to project your energy onto me. Just hating, bro. That's all you doing. It's hating. I did the work I had to do to heal. I had to heal from all the shit y'all did to me. I ain't did none of y'all. I had to heal from what y'all did to me. And all y'all did was make me unbreakable. Like they say, what don't kill you make you stronger. That's all y'all did to me, bro. So this is what y'all created right here. This is what y'all created. None y'all can break me, bro. The spell work don't work on me. The witchcraft don't work on me. None of the stuff y'all do could work on me. Nothing y'all do affects me, bro. The spell work, the witchcraft, the death magics, it all backfire, man. It's all backfire. Everything y'all throw at my way, it backfire, man. None of it hit me. I don't even feel it. No death magic, no spell work. None of it hit me. So now what they want to do? They want to try to hold my finances and take my resources and take my finances and the shit that I work for. Let me say that. This shit that I work for. This shit that's mine. But they feel that they could bruise their power and illegally take it away from me. Just like right now, I supposed to just got a check. My royalties check. This dude, Show or whatever, he put my shit in his name illegally, bro. So he could try to play God in my life. This is what's going on. These people trying to play God in my life, bro, because of who I am. I'm powerful, and I know I'm powerful. I know who I am. And I outrank all y'all spiritually. I outrank y'all in the spiritual realm. I know who I am. Y'all know who I am too. And y'all don't expect me to get on here and talk like this. But I'm not scared of y'all. A lot of people scared of y'all. I ain't scared of y'all. I'm actually tired of y'all. I'm fed up. I ain't gonna lie. I've been quiet for a long time. Never get on this internet and do none of this shit. I've been quiet for a long time, bro. I've been silent for a while. I ain't got on this internet and did no talking. I've been quiet, but enough is enough. I'm fed the fuck up. I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm sick of y'all for real, man. And I wish a lot of other people wake up, man. I wish a lot of other people stop being scared and start speaking up, bro. If you going through this, what I'm going through right now, start speaking up. Don't be scared of these people, bro. Have faith in yourself and have faith in God, bro. Don't be scared of these people. Start using your voice. Speak up. Let the world know what's going on with you. They're going to try to paint you crazy. They're going to call you crazy. They're going to do all of this stuff because they don't want nobody to believe what's going on in your life because they the ones doing it. They don't want to go. They scared to go to jail. They don't want to go to jail for it. So they got to make people think you crazy. So they don't never get. So they don't go to jail for it. All these organizations, these Eastern Stars, Freemasons, everything, they target people like me. Put me in legal investigation. Investigate they motherfucking ass. Snatch the cover back on they ass. Snatch the curtain back on they ass. Look into their life. See what they got going on. Stop always coming and fuck with me. I do the same shit every day. I don't bother nobody. A lot of these niggas sold they soul. And it's in their contract that they gotta do, they gotta smear campaign me. And it's in their contract. Why you think a lot of the rappers when they first come out, why you think they gotta say my name in the beginning of their career? Because it's in their contract. A lot of these rappers. SG Batman. That's how he got his contract. He was signed to me at first. And Kago and Batman was signed to me at first. Before Show put my shit in his name. Illegally, I'm gonna say that. Illegally. I have all my shit. My life was already set as a kid. I ain't have to really, my life has been set since a kid. I've been chosen since a kid. My life was already set. I ain't have to do nothing. I got millions of views a day, each video. Like, my videos did 1 million views a day. Like, my life was set as a kid. That's why they tried to stop me in the beginning of my peak, because I was getting too big. And I was so young. I was so young, and I was getting too big. So they tried to stop me before I could reach their level. Because I didn't have to do some of the shit that they had to do to get there. It was naturally given to me. Naturally. It was naturally. I ain't have to do certain things that they had to do to be famous, to be who I am. So they hate me for it. All this shit been going on for over 10 years, man. I'm still alive. You know how many attempts these people tried to take me out? You know how many times these people tried to kill me? I'm still alive through the grace of God. But I survived some shit, for real. I done survived some shit, boy. Being around niggas that you think love you for real, when everybody out on the same time not to get you. Everybody look at you like a coin, like a token. That they want to just cash you in. Everybody, don't nobody really love you for real. Y'all don't know how that feel. Don't know how that feel to have people around you that you really care for, that you would probably die for, that you really love. Like, you got real love for. But these people don't give a fuck about you. They waiting on something to happen to you so they can cash that life insurance policy. They waiting on something to happen to you so they can get paid. They don't care about you. Like with a lot of these rappers, man, a lot of these rappers, make sure y'all know what y'all getting yourself into before y'all get in these contracts and y'all group with these people, man. Because they might be trying to sacrifice you. You might be somebody in the spiritual realm and you just don't know it. You might be somebody to God. And they gonna know it before you. They gonna know who you is before you. These people, they spiritual spies, man. They do divination on your life to see what kind of gifts and stuff that you're gonna have, you know, like in the future. Is he gonna be rich in the future? Is he gonna be, you know, wealthy? How's his destiny set up, you know? And then they try to steal it from you because you don't know what it is. That's why it's always important to learn about spirituality, learn about your ancestors, learn about spirituality, learn about this stuff, man, because you gotta educate